Hi, everybody. I'm so excited that you are here to learn a little bit more about how you, as an educator, can diversify your income. Not only am I going to walk you through an overview of how this partnership works, but I'm also going to introduce you to three really incredible educators with very compelling stories about how this partnership has not only impacted their lives, but also their careers. And so before we jump into that, I want to take a hot moment to introduce myself to you. My name is Andrea Gebhardt, and I too come from the field of education. I knew since about I was 11 years old that I wanted to become a teacher. So graduated high school, went off to college, uh, pursued my teaching credential, and had the absolute joy and privilege of being able to return to my hometown community and land my dream job as a fifth grade teacher. Shortly thereafter, I got married and started a family. And about my fifth year of teaching, decided to go back to school to get my master's degree and work toward that administrative credential because I knew for me, I didn't just want to be a teacher. I wanted to be a teacher, move into administration and higher up administration. I had big goals and dreams when it came to education. And it was about the time that I stepped into the role of assistant principal that I had finished all of my, master's programs and met myself in a very interesting place. Did I move up on the pay scale? Yes. But I was all the way up, all the way over, maxed out on what I was going to be able to earn. And with three young children under the age of 5 and my student loans coming knocking at the door, I started to panic. Just like I'm sure most of us did when our student loans started coming due, thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I am on a 30-year repayment plan. My student loan payments are two-thirds of my monthly income every month. And I still have car payments and mortgages and daycare and preschool, and we're barely getting by. And I remember feeling so defeated because I was like, I did everything I was supposed to do, went to high school, went to college, graduated, got a good job, and like literally was living paycheck to paycheck. And I thought to myself, if I'm still paying off student loans in 30 years, what is that going to look like when my kids are starting to get older and expenses start to increase between sports and activities? What is it going to look like when it comes time for them to go to college? And I knew in that moment that I needed to find another way to make extra income. And I really did not want to pick up a job teaching, classes at the university. I didn't want to take on any additional hours or projects or committees at school. I was already working 12 hours a day, coming home exhausted and burnt out, struggling to have the energy to be the kind of mom I really encourage the parents of our students to be. And so that's when I took a look at this industry. I love the idea of being able to share products I was loving and using online. I love the idea of being able to make money from home and not having to leave my kids. I love the idea of being able to leverage my time because in my current career back then as an educator, as an assistant principal, I was not able to leverage my time. And especially in that position because even if we put in extra hours in the summer on the weekends in administration, we don't get paid for that, right? And so I love the idea of being able to leverage time, and I love the idea of being able to earn a little extra income to start working towards paying down that student loan debt. I was like, all right, I'll go to work every day and that's going to pay for life. And then I'm going to go to work in the part-time hours, building this business, and that's going to work towards paying down my student loan debt. And I was absolutely blown away at what took place. I had no idea that it was going to turn into what it turned into. But when you partner yourself and when you align in the health and wellness space, when you're sharing products that there's already a demand for out there, and when you're helping people live healthier and live better, there's nowhere else to go but up in that. And so within a matter of a year, I was able to pay off over 6 figures in student loan debt. And I was faced with a brand new decision: continue going to work for those 12-hour days or reinvest that time into my family. And so at the ripe old age of 30, I actually walked away from my full-time career in education to pursue this partnership full-time and be at home. And what's really crazy is I sit here today When I got started, like I said, all three of my children were under the age of 5. And now I've got one in college, three in high school, and I've been able to be present and be home and still provide an income that takes care of all of our living needs, expenses, now college, competitive dance, baseball, water polo, driver's licenses, cars, braces, you name it. This partnership has been incredibly rewarding. And so here I am today, 13 years later, still so excited, still so fired up about what we have to offer, what we have to share, and how it can benefit you. At the end of the day, one question we always have to ask ourselves, and one question I thought about so much 13 years ago was if your financial situation doesn't change over the next 5 years, are you going to be okay with that? If the where you are in terms of what you're earning in your job isn't going to increase or grow over the next 5 years, let alone the rest of your life, are you going to be okay with that? And here's what I found. In education, we're capped. Our salary is capped. Our earning potential is capped. Our income is capped. But just because your income is capped doesn't mean that you can't expand on that income, doesn't mean that you can't bring more in. And I know that when we live a life where our income and finances are capped, we're also capping our options, our choices, and our ability to be flexible in life when we need to. So again, I am so excited that you are here to learn a little bit more about how to diversify your income as an educator. So I'm going to take you right through it. One of the things I love about the space that we're in, and if you haven't noticed, in the last handful of months, I'm pretty sure that you have probably, and tell me, like that you have probably shared a link with someone that you know, a link to something you recently purchased, a link to something that you're thinking about buying, a link to something you purchased a while back. Like I probably share book links all the time. What are you reading? Oh, I'm reading this. Here's a link. Check it out. We're doing this all the time. We're in a space and a place where people are accustomed and attuned to sharing products they know and love. That shift in the retail space has created massive opportunity for normal, everyday, average people to show up online, monetize their social media platforms, monetize their social media influence, and now connect it to health and wellness products that people are already looking up, people are already looking for, people are already wanting more information on and wanting to buy. And you have the power to take advantage of what we call that social commerce or that e-commerce platform. Worldwide shopping is projected to grow nearly 60% over the next 4 years. Online shopping, reaching approximately 8 trillion by 2028. That's $8 trillion industry that you have an opportunity to participate in. And we do that in a way that is so simple and so second nature to most of us. And I joke and I always say, my gosh, if you are on your phone ever, which you probably are, let's take that wasted time on your phone and turn it into paid time. Let's take that phone and turn it into a passive income tool that can allow you to generate income for whatever it is that you're wanting to do, whether it's travel, pay for the kids' sports, pay off debt, put into savings, build for retirement. It's completely up to you. Here's what I know in the field of education, if we want to earn more, we have to do more. We have to teach summer school. We have to join all the committees. We have to spend time, prepping materials and prepping assessments and prepping for subs so we can be out of our classrooms to even go be on those committees. In education, when we want to earn more, it's always going to require more time, more energy, which leads to more burnout and more exhaustion. So let's use the time that we have a little bit wiser with a platform and a system that's designed to take what you currently are doing in terms of sharing and turning that into a profit generator. So one of the things that I love about the products that we get to offer, we have an incredible comprehensive longevity portfolio, which I'm going to share with you in just a moment, but these are proven viral products. 110 clinical studies stand behind these amazing health and wellness products that we offer. Over 75 patents behind not just the products and the ingredients, how they work. This is all generated over $10 billion in sales. And check this out, over $4 billion in commissions paid out to people like me, like you, like some of the teachers we're going to hear stories from tonight, when you are looking at partnering with a business, when you are looking at aligning yourself, you want to ask yourself a couple of questions. Are these products that people want? Are these products that are in high demand? And are these products that are tried, tested, and true? And you can rest assured that what we offer absolutely is. These are the core pillars of wellness that we offer. Again, an extensive longevity portfolio from cellular anti-aging to core nutrition to GLP-1 support and weight management, clinical EWG certified skincare. Now, what I love about this is you have probably bought something in the anti-aging space, in the skincare space, in the weight management space, maybe the core nutrition space in the course of, the last year or so. And so for you to be able to have science-backed products that are also going to contribute to your health and wellness, which as teachers, I mean, let's be real, we tend to put ourselves on the back burners, and there's always a lounge with a donut or a cookie or something we probably shouldn't be eating. And we always start the year off with the best intentions to avoid it all and wake up come the springtime thinking, I've got to do something. I've got to get my health in check. And I love that you can align yourself with products in a business that's going to do both at the same time. So I'm excited to be able to introduce you to these three incredible women who are going to share a little bit more with you about how this partnership has paved the way for so much more.
Hey everyone. So my name is Monique Gollings. I'm so happy to be here, and I just want to give you a bit of my background. So this is my 30th year teaching. I have taught everything from kindergarten to grade 12, and I've been admin, I've done all the things. And this year I'm teaching grade 1. So I'm hoping I get to teach grade 1 until I retire. But I went into education because I love helping people. And then a few years ago, I saw some people online sharing their links, and I thought, if they can do it, why can't I? Now, I had no social media presence. I posted online when my daughter was in gymnastics and when my son got a deer. That was it. So I was starting from scratch. But I have to say, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I was looking to form a partnership with like a health and wellness company because that kind of brand, that spoke to me. I was in my late 40s. I knew that I needed to start taking care of myself. And so that was something that is going to be important to me. So I was looking for something health related. Now, I was nervous. When I started, I never posted. So I had to learn everything from scratch. And I was so happy that I found a group of people that supported me, that helped me focus on my own health. I got to earn some extra income. And one thing that I never expected that I was very happy with is that I got to earn trips. So that's not something we had ever done. We are not travelers. And so earning these trips are a way for me to travel and earn, like, go places that I never would have got to do before. So that is like extremely important to me. Now, I love how this has also built up my confidence. So I am absolutely 100% a better teacher than I was before I started doing this. I feel better about myself. I've learned a whole bunch of new skills that I didn't have before. And like I said, I collaborate with people and share my products and share my journey online. So I love that. Now, income wise, I would have to say I average about $3,000 a month. And since I started in this industry, I have earned about $200,000. So it's made a huge difference in my life and my family's life. It started off just trying to make a few $100s. I thought I could help pay for groceries. I thought I could pay for a car payment, all the things. But my why has changed a little bit now. So I actually have a daughter who she's been declared disabled, I guess. And I want to make a cushion for her. So I want to supply a future for her by making an extra income. And this helps me do that. So I know that I am helping to support her and my family, of course, still, but I love that. Now, I get to share products. I work full time. We farm. And I do all the things. So like I do this in my pockets of time. I earn the extra income. And if you're a teacher out there and you are thinking about trying to join a partnership or have a partnership with people that are amazing, that's us. And I say our health and wellness is the most important thing. And the extra income creates more choices, more options, and more flexibility for whatever you choose to do. So I am so happy that this partnership found me. And these people are amazing. And I love I love this industry. So if you are thinking about anything that's going to help with your health and wellness, this is the place to be.
Hi, my name is Michelle Colt, and I'm a fifth grade teacher. I'm coming to you from my classroom here in Western Kentucky. I live in Paducah, teach a county away in Ballard County. So I have been in this industry for close to 8 years now, and I did not realize going into teaching that I wasn't going to be making enough money to even like live off of. So I quickly found this partnership, and I am so thankful that I found this partnership because over the course of those 8 years, I have brought in close to an extra $300,000. And like, I honestly can't even believe I'm saying that, but it is 100% the truth. And I, being the math teacher, should be able to tell you right off the top of my head how many years of teaching I'd have to do to be able to do that. But I can tell you it is way too many. And this is like totally on the side on my time. In those 8 years, I have since been married, gotten married, and I paid for my entire wedding, paid for an all-inclusive honeymoon to a sandals resort in Jamaica, paid for a 1-year anniversary trip to Curacao. And my husband and I have two little girls. It's paid for their entire nurseries, all the furniture. It's just something that I honestly cannot believe is even possible. And the awesome part of it is, teaching full time, two little girls. I am able to do this on my phone when it works for me. So when I'm at home, girls are asleep, scrolling Facebook, I'm scrolling Facebook and making money. And honestly, I think that is what is most important in this industry is I make it work for me. And I'm excited for the future because my husband and I are getting ready to build a house. This is going to be a huge part of building that house. And, I'm building a legacy for my girls. So going from not even realizing when I finished college that I would need more money to like this being something that, my family relies on. And I'm just so thankful for the extra money, the mentorship that comes with this partnership, and just the excitement to watch people succeed in so many ways. So if you're a teacher watching this, just know that you are not alone, and know that what you're doing is a calling, and you are so appreciated for all the work that you do, but that there is more out there that you can do while you are teaching. And I'm so thankful that I was introduced to this, and I know that you will be too.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sue Clemens. I am a retired educator. I knew from when I was little that I wanted to be a teacher. So that was always my goal. So when I graduated from college, I jumped right into a first grade classroom and loved it. I poured my heart and my soul into it. I just enjoyed every minute. And then along came my kids, especially my second one. When he was born, I decided, you know what? I would really like to be the homeroom mom instead of the teacher. So after 12 years in the first grade classroom, I took an early retirement. And it was about that time that I discovered this industry, the beauty of sharing something with others, adding a little extra income because we were down to one paycheck. So the bills didn't stop, but my second paycheck did. Finding this industry, my kids they were pretty young, but I still needed to pay for braces and soccer and baseball and all the other expenses that comes with raising young children. So I jumped right into this industry and I absolutely loved it. I loved meeting other people and sharing what I had with others, and then the extra income that fit into our budget. But then this past year, I had the opportunity to partner with a different business opportunity. And I'll tell you what, it's been life changing. Um, I'll be real. So as a 73-year-old, should be retired, I guess, but I'm earning about $5,000 a month to add to our retirement fund. And I think that's like 60,000 a year or something like that. But it's more than I had expected to be making at this point in my life. So that's part of it. But it's also that the people that I'm with, this is an incredible community of friends and coworkers where we work together, supporting each other. I mean, I'm still learning and growing at my age too. But the flexibility of having a business that you can work with your phone from anywhere. I can go visit the kids. Grandmom now, 5 grandkids, and I need to go see them. I like to say yes to adventure when it comes my way. I like to be able to volunteer at my church and also within the community. So it's two things. It gives me flexibility plus the extra income, actually surprising income um, at my age, in my period of life. So if you're like me, if you are retired or approaching retired, or even if you're just a young teacher, this is a wonderful side business to do to just kind of add a little bit more to your life for those little extras that you want to pay for along the way.
Wow, wow, wow. I seriously, my cheeks hurt from sitting here and smiling and just hearing myself in each of their stories and seeing what's possible and just celebrating alongside of them, starting out in education, realizing the need for more and choosing to partner and align with something that'll provide that. So those stories are so incredible. You guys, thank you so much for sharing that with so much heart and so much authenticity. So incredible. So let's talk about some of these compensation highlights, some of the partnership benefits. First of all, this is so much more than a partnership. This is you taking ownership of your life and ownership of your income by diversifying that income portfolio. We have access to high leadership development and mentoring here. You have the ability to leverage your time and your income. It's a natural extension of what you already do. The really great thing about us, about educators, about teachers, is we're already in a space of influence. We're already in a space of utilizing systems to do our jobs on a daily basis. We're already in the space of educating and impact. It's what we do. And now we just change the conversation from fractions and tectonic plates to health and wellness and products that are making a difference in our lives and sharing links to others so they can get them, so they can get their hands on them too. There are no income caps here, no inventory, no overhead. We have weekly pay, monthly residuals, and bonus pay available. Here's my favorite part, 30%. So imagine this, you are taking one of your products, you're getting great results with it, you're talking about it, you're sharing it, someone asks you about it, you send a link, you're going to get paid 30% commissions on all new sales for the life of your business. 30% commissions on all new sales, always. That is really incredible. And, when as educators, you more than likely get paid once a month. And sometimes we find ourselves scraping the bottom of the piggy bank, if you will, toward the end of the month. Imagine being able to get paid every single day, every single week, in between those paychecks, and have that income that's going to go towards kids' activities and sports, or a staycation, or a family vacation, or whatever it is that you want to spend it on. But having that revenue coming through because you're already online anyway, because you're already using your phone anyway, because you're already showing up on social anyway. That's so amazing. So 30% commissions on all new sales for the life of your business. That is absolutely massive, and up to 40% commissions on reoccurring revenue. On top of that, you have the ability to earn free products monthly, one of my favorite perks, $75 bonus for every $500 in sales, option to refer other businesses, advanced bonuses, and of course, incentive trips. So really, the highlights here, the perks are truly incredible. And that's why you heard our testimonies tonight talking about just the rewards and what they've been able to do simply because of how this is set up. So the commission potential here is really incredible. You heard me talking about 30% on all new sales always, and up to 40% on reoccurring sales. And you can see that right here in our commission potential. So handful of customers, let's just talk about it. Let's talk about that 10 customers a month, a handful of friends, a handful of family members, a handful of your friends from social media ordering some of these products every single month, you being able to get 25% commissions there and generating up to 1,200 extra dollars a month just from those reoccurring sales. Now, if you take $1,200 a month and you take that through the course of a year, we're talking a little bit over like $13,000 part-time. Imagine the kind of vacation you can take your family on in the summer. Imagine how you can take some of that and put it away for kids' college or cars or whatever it is that's coming up. And over time, growing that customer base, 30 plus customers, $10,000 a month in sales, 40% commissions, that's $4,000 a month. I remember when I saw this chart, that was more than I was making as a starting educator. How how incredible is that? $4,000 a month. Now this just turned into some serious income, an extra $48,000 a year, matching, if not exceeding, some of your salaries in the teaching profession. But also, that's when we talk about the asset. That's what we're talking about build toward. That's what we're talking building toward. That's what we're talking about compounding. That's what we're talking about paying you over time. An extra $48,000 a year. That's that dream house. That's, the vacation, that's the cruise, that's there's just really so much. That's some college tuition money and not stressing about where it's going to come from, but knowing that just by picking up your phone, sending links, that you're going to be able to generate that over time. It is so, so incredible. And then we have our reoccurring business revenue that you can see here. So as you go and share, you can invite other educators, other friends, other people to be a part of this partnership. And when you do that, then you have the ability to earn commissions based on your entire team and organization. So you can see what that can look like here over time as you begin to advance in some of those titles and generate additional sales in your business. Take a look at some of those monthly earnings from $1,000 a month, so an extra 12,000 a year, all the way up to $47,000 a month, which you could do the math there. It's a pretty significant annual income. And whether you do that in your first year, your first few years, your first 10 years, I'm telling you right now, that is going to move the needle for your life, your family, your finances in a way that you never would have been able to do in your profession, in your career right now. It's not about, you can still love your job. You can still love teaching and want to expand your income. You can still love your daily job and still invest part of your time into something that's going to build and grow over time. Because at the end of the day, what we want in our life is we want more options, we want more choices, we want more flexibility. And when I sat there and I looked at my kids in the face and I was in their little chubby cheeks thinking about what, every time they talked about what they wanted to be when they grew up, it freaked me out. It literally freaked me out. I'd be like, oh my gosh, you want to be a doctor? How am I going to afford med school? I'm barely getting by right now. And there's not a whole lot more room in that salary schedule. Like, what are we going to do? You want to be a what? Where do you want to go to college? And I just remember carrying the weight of their dreams. And as a parent, it should be exciting. It should be thrilling. Every time they talked about what they wanted to be when they grew up, it stressed me out. It felt heavier and heavier and heavier because I thought to myself, how am I going to provide for that? How am I on this income going to be able to do that? And the thought of having to limit their dreams because my income was limited, limit their options in life because my income was limited, to put a cap on how far they could go because my salary was capped where it was, I wasn't okay with that. And I didn't want to sign up for that level of stress and or struggle for the rest of my life going into theirs. And that's how this business, this partnership has shifted everything for us. So, as you sit here tonight and you hear all of this and you're thinking to yourself, or if you've thought to yourself, gosh, I need to figure out a way to make extra income. I need to figure out a way to have to put money away, to store money, to be able to have more choices. My gosh, my kids are getting older and the expenses are starting to increase, and you're having to find yourself to choosing between spending time with your family or spending more hours on the job to earn just a little bit extra to continue to just barely get by when you can work smarter, not harder. We can attach leverage to the time that we have and create something that isn't just going to pay for the things right now, but pay for your life in really big ways later. Thank you so much for being here, for learning how you as an educator can diversify your income, for checking out our incredible teacher testimonies. Weren't they just so amazing and powerful? Listen, you don't have to decide today if this is for you, but you do need to decide whether you're willing to look at what's possible. You can love teaching and still feel deeply called to the classroom and still choose to expand your income beyond it. Those two things are not in conflict. The real question is whether or not in 5 years you are going to be so glad that you built something or you're going to wish that you had. Time is going to pass either way. The salary schedule may adjust slightly. There might be incremental shifts in education, but the only thing that truly expands your options is ownership. This isn't about chasing money, it's about creating margin. This isn't about hustle, it's about leverage. You teach your students to think long term. It's time we think long term for ourselves and think about what we can build long term for our futures beyond the classroom and outside of the campus. And even if a small part of you is thinking, okay, this makes sense. I should explore this. Listen to that voice. You don't need pressure. You just need permission to build. The educators who decide to build now are going to be the ones who have options later, who are going to be able to thank themselves later. And I want to be able to see that be you. So make sure you get back with the person who invited you to learn a little bit more here tonight. Let them know what you'd like to explore. Ask all the questions. We look forward to partnering with you in the future.